Well, when I first heard about this project, he said what? The first man that came to mind was the first man in my life, my dad. So the title of my essay is Father Knows Best, Not. She looks just like her daddy, people often said when I was a girl. I was tall, blonde, and blue-eyed with an Irish face. People's comments about my resemblance to Dad made me feel so warm and happy inside. Dad was my hero. I was eager to please him and worked hard to win his approval. I longed to be Daddy's little girl. I wanted him to dote on me as his little princess, but he didn't. Don't get me wrong, he did love me, just not in the way I longed for. The thing I wanted most in my life was for Daddy's face to light up when he saw me. And it never did. My dad doesn't really like children. He didn't even like his own very much. He thought children were just miniature adults. When they didn't behave like adults, he was harsh and punishing. He didn't spank and hit only rarely, preferring to use his words instead. I discovered that old saw about sticks and stones will break my bones, but words can never hurt me is baloney. Words hurt. Words hurt a lot. You're too big a girl to dress like that, he said when I wore a miniskirt at age 15. Go change your clothes. It was the 60s and I had made the miniskirt myself. I enjoyed sewing some of my own clothes and I just finished making the cutest short dress, accessorizing it with long strands of beads and rings on my fingers. When I came into the family room, getting ready to go out with my friends, Dad looked up from his horizontal position on the sofa, his glance instantly disapproving. You're too big a girl to dress like that. But what I heard was, you're a fat cow. Go cover up. I was devastated. I weighed about 120 pounds, but his words made me feel like a monstrous Amazon. I hated my body. Can't you do anything right? He barked at me as we walked up the courthouse steps. I was 16 and had gotten in an accident in a boyfriend's car. We had to go to court because I'd been charged with making an illegal left-hand turn and causing the accident. As Dad climbed the courthouse steps with me, I caught my toe on a step and stumbled just a bit. His angry words cut into me like bullets from a firing squad. Can't you do anything right? I didn't need a judge to tell me I was guilty. My father had already done the job of judge, jury, and executioner. Over the years, I died 1,000 deaths as a result of my father's words. They left emotional scars far worse than any physical scars whipping would have caused. He was vicious with his vocabulary, going right for the jugular. I often wished he would just hit me like my mother did. The bruises she left with her slaps and blows always healed, but the psychic wounds my father inflicted left deep scars that still hurt decades later. Was my father a monster? No. He was simply a flawed human being, damaged by his own childhood experiences. His emotional repertoire was limited. His capacity for tenderness and empathy is small. His ability to forgive is minuscule. About 20 years ago, I asked my father why he didn't love me. I'd had a few drinks at his house one evening, and my stepmother was off in a different room. The conversation with Dad turned to the past. My courage bolstered by wine, I put my burning question before him. Why didn't you love me, Dad? I began to cry as I talked. I worked so hard to win your love and approval, but I was never successful. Every time I came close, you raised the bar. Just tell me, what could I have done? What was missing? What could I have done to get you to love me? Dad looked up from his drink with tears welling in his eyes. I don't know, he said. Maybe I couldn't love you because no one ever loved me. Thank you.